everybody. Welcome to Just a Point of View. Today's topic, as usual, interesting topic. Some people may agree with this point of view, and some people may disagree. And that's good, that the teachers teach that we can agree to disagree. Today I want to talk about the relationship between so-called whites, the former slave owners, and the slaves. And this is a very difficult thing for some people to probably wrap their mind around, and some people just going to be just straight up in denial of it. But the truth of the matter is that many of the slaves and the Caucasian, or the former slaves and the Caucasian populace are relatives, and they relatives because of rape. Forced upon sex. And then the thing that is crazy and psychotic about it, we have the leaders of the country, presidents, that had children by slaves, that allow their children to continue to be enslaved, and maybe had to suffer some of the punishment as other slaves because they didn't want to expose that they had been intimate with one of their slaves. So now this, when you look at this is really, really deep and it's psychotic, because now we have biological blood interaction between the slave master and the slave. And the slave master, in certain instances, actually sold their own children. So for the slave master to have such a cruel disposition with himself, how could we think any other way about people that embrace white supremacy? If white supremacists is actually a hate of their own brothers and sisters, relatives. And I know it's not a thing of consensual relationship, but the thing about it is a realistic relationship being relatives. And I think that, this is something that needs to be examined by the haters that teach hate. Caucasian, so-called white Americans, Englishmen who change their identities to Americans because they English, because their language and the dialect. That's what make an Englishman. Like some people say they Spanish. They may be from different parts of the world, but they claim to be Spanish. They don't claim to be Spanish because of anything else, but because of the dialogue that they speak. But now we got the American who try to disassociate himself with the Englishman. So there is actually Englishmen and Caucasians that have committed some of these great crimes against humanity, the family unit. I just want y'all to just digest that again. Just think of the relationship. My name's Jackson. My government name or slave name is Jackson. We got Johnson, Washington, Thompson, Smith, Jones. All those are slave names. And you better bet that you got European Caucasians in America with those same names. And there's some type of possible connection with a lot of these Jacksons and Joneses and Johnsons, Jenkins, Thompsons, Smiths, Washingtons, all over the planet. Hancocks, Allens, so forth and so on. These are European names that are labeled so-called Black Americans. So that's why I tell you, when I speak to you today, that your own family members from another ethnic vicinity is the great oppressor of the so-called African American and so-called black men and women and children here in America. And they've been oppressing their brothers and sisters, their cousins, distant relatives, cousins and, family members for over 200 years. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my rant for this morning. The psychotic mindset of Caucasian people oppressing their family members who are in the African American community. I bring you this message of love. I leave you this message of peace. Leave a comment. Give me a perspective. If you disagree, because I'm learning just like you learning. Peace and goodwill to all humanity.